Mondays and Tuesdays at the shop at 1212 Webster 1212. You know, my name is Big Hongry. We have LDEEZ in the building. Cunning linguist, you know, podcaster, broadcaster. A man of the people, you know, every day he's doing something to help the community, whether you know it or not. And we have him here. He's also, I like to say he's a hip-hop professor, a professor of hip-hop. He can break down some things, especially everything Bay Area. He knows a lot about what's going on out here in this Bay Area soil. So maybe we tap in a little bit of that, but just see what's good with the guy himself.
Oh, you forgot rapper.
A cunning linguist.
Okay, well, a cunning linguist could be a pimp. Or a preacher.
You rap though.
They don't know that.
He raps though. They gonna find out. We gonna drop a link or something somewhere. What's going on? Speaking of rap, what's your last project? What you got coming out?
I got MacArthur Maze Part 2 dropping soon.
MacArthur Maze Part 2. I remember we was talking about that.
MacArthur Maze Part 2, that's dropping.
How many songs gonna be on it?
I think I got 12 on it, and then I'm gonna re-release the first one.
Yeah.
I added 4 more songs, so it had like 11 or 12 songs, and then I'm gonna add 4 new ones to the. So it's gonna be like a 15th anniversary.
How you feel? How you feel about the process? Like how's it? How do you step to the process of making music? Do you call someone and say, "Hey, you got beats for me," or are you at the studio already and they like, "Yo, check this out, LDEEZ," like, you know what I mean?
So this the thing.
What's the thing?
I remember when rap was just drum patterns. So I have to hear the drum pattern in my head.
Okay.
So if I hear the drum pattern in my head, I make the song off the drum pattern in my head, tell the producer to play the drum pattern and let him paint the rest.
Okay.
Because I've already got the song in my head.
That's some Picasso shit.
It is some Picasso shit.
Because you really putting it together. You really taking your time. You thinking you pulling it out of your brain.
That's right.
Transferring it to the next guy, to this producer, then letting him put his spin on it.
Yeah, because all he's doing, like, I'm not saying all he's doing. Yeah. I'm saying I'm kind of like co-producing with him. You know, play this drum pattern. Do, 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 like the bus rhyme. Do. Yeah.
That's a bus.
Yeah, you know, westbound is the speeds with D's a ride up. I'm coming. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Then we up and running. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you say you remember when beats was just a beat. So, what kind of music did moms listen to?
My mother?
Your mother.
My mother's not really into music.
She wasn't? Okay.
She listened to classical music.
Like Beethoven and stuff like that?
That's what the Cadillac was on.
Okay. And then what was Pops listening to?
My father wasn't around.
Okay. So when
I met him, he was in the Ohio Players and shit like that.
Okay. So you took your own kind of leap into the rap game then?
Well, I have older brothers and sisters.
I forgot, I didn't even ask that part.
So my brother is 14 years older than me.
Okay.
And my sister's 8 years older than me.
Okay, so they was up on whatever was new, hitting the streets, whatever.
So in 85, my sister was like 12. My brother was probably 18 or something.
And then would you say the 80s was more popping for rap music or the 90s?
The 90s.
The 90s for
Because
sure.
in the 80s, they still didn't
I don't know if I want to say more popping, but more influential.
Well, I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
In the 80s, it was still, nobody knew what it was yet. It was still brand new. So you got to realize this. Want me to tell you what the 80s was about?
Well, break it on down.
The 80s, the backdrop of the 80s was about teenage kidnapping, AIDS, rap music, right? Teenage pregnancy and or high school dropouts.
And then drugs.
Crack cocaine, right? So you got all that being stirred in a pot in the ghetto, as well as across the country, but in the ghetto.
For sure, in the ghetto.
So about the time the 90s came, right? With matter of fact, they had all this positive rap.
That's that's kind of what I was getting at, because I know in the 80s it was KRS-One and them, right?
Yeah, people didn't cuss in raps.
Exactly, right?
Too Short did.
I was like, hold on, Too Short was talking that shit.
But he's one person. He wasn't the majority.
He wasn't the majority. And I'm thinking of the East Coast realm of I Need Love.
That's right.
Public Enemy and all that, you know, and Kumo D and all them was dancing and styling and profiling, you know.
Well, the funny thing about Public Enemy is that NWA is Public Enemy in reverse. Because where Public Enemy has like about the majority of the group is positive, and then they got the one guy, Flavor Flav, representing
the ghetto.
the nigga, right? It's like that in NWA. Most of them is niggas, but Ice Cube being the politically sound motherfucker. That's why after he left NWA, he went to Public Enemy.
Straight up.
To get his beats.
He did, huh? I think I was
The Bomb Squad, America's Most Wanted, is done by Public Enemy.
that whole album.
Yes.
And the people who produced Public Enemy
Produced Cube. First album.
for that album.
America's Most Wanted.
That's his first solo album, huh?
First solo.
That's when he walked in there and was like cussing Jerry Heller out and then busting down. I mean, I'm thinking of the movie part. Like, yeah.
Did he do that, or was that?
It was in a movie for sure.
Okay.
He walked up in there and was like, I think myself.
Yeah. Shout out to Cube.
Shout out to Cube. Have you ever met Cube?
No.
Okay.
Cube is one of the GOATs.
He is for sure. I look up to him big time because he got into the movies and all that, you know, and I'm like, yeah, man, that's nice to be able to go through that transition, stick up for what's yours, be on the big screen, and then now you look at him, he going up against the MB motherfucking A.
He's one bold motherfucker. I love Ice Cube. Hey, you know what's funny? That is one, but you know what's crazy though? The more that I read about him, like prime example, I was asking somebody, who do you consider, what rapper do you consider black excellence? Ice Cube is mine.
I would think I would have to go Ice Cube too at this point in
a lot of them are.
There's a lot of them.
A lot of them.
Yeah,
I'm not
Ice
just
Cube,
saying him, but if I was gonna, I think I wrote a paper on that in college or something.
On Cube?
On Cube.
Damn.
And then I was just talking about how he been married to his wife for the same woman for this long time.
That one is always like the cherry on top. Even though that's I also think that's probably the most important thing to him. For him to
family,
his wife, which helped produce his
I think
family.
he comes from a 2-parent household too, though.
And would you say that has a lot to do with men growing up in the world?
Of course.
If you got 2 parents in the house, if you got 1 parent in the house.
Because this is what's supposed to happen, right? You're a man. I'm a man. So our fathers is supposed to show us what we will be in the amount of time they are older than us.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
If your father 20 years older than you, then you're looking at 20 years ahead, either something that you're gonna be, could be, or shouldn't be.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So what's supposed to happen is that when your mother and father have a civil discourse or an argument, how do they handle that? Right? So if you're watching your father say, you know what, I'm gonna talk to you in a minute, go out to his little back out office, whatever, have a shot of whiskey, come back with a better attitude, tickle her while she cooking, then get back to then you'll know how to do that.
Yeah, if you don't see that early on, if you seeing the opposite, the complete opposite of that.
Well, what's the complete opposite?
Cussing and yelling and throwing some shit. I'm leaving and I ain't never coming back.
Well, that's the complimentary opposite. The opposite is never seeing it at all.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because you're still seeing something.
For sure.
Because if you see something now, you can say this is something that I do want to be like or something that I don't want to be like.
But if you ain't seen it at all,
then that's the polar opposite. Mm-hmm. There's something called complementary opposites and something that's just opposites.
Word.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the opposite of salt. Is it pepper or sugar? The opposite of salt. Is it pepper or sugar?
I'm gonna go sugar.
That's right.
All right.
Because one is bitter, one is salty. What's the opposite of broom? Is it a dustpan or a mop?
Opposite of a broom would be a dustpan.
No, it's a mop. Because a dustpan goes with a broom.
True.
It's its opposite, but it goes together.
It goes together. It's a complementary opposite.
It's a complementary opposite.
Oh, I like that one.
Thank you, sir.
I like that. That's what I was saying, Professor Hip Hop, but it ain't just hip hop.
No, this is just a thought process. This ain't shit.
Back to some hip hop though.
Okay.
What was your first time getting in the studio, like for LDEEZ? Cause
I'm gonna tell you, I got it.
You got it?
I wasn't LDEEZ then.
What was it?
Poker Face.
Poker Face.
So I'm gonna tell you who made my first slap. Because you gotta realize that.
But hold up, before you, like, what was it though? Like, was it the homies, or was it that you heard some Too Short, or something you heard some Mac T?
Too Short was already old by then.
Okay, but what was it that was jamming in your shit that had you like, man, I could do this?
Nas.
Nas.
Nas was my. So I'm gonna tell you like this. I liked a lot of rappers.
Yeah.
But I started rapping in 1993. So Souls of Mischief was the ones that I looked up to.
For sure.
Then Nas came out. I remember, shout out to Casual.
Yeah.
Casual was on rap pages, I think, with Nas, or he was in the same book. I remember that. Nas was my favorite East Coast MC.
For sure.
Like, in my teen years. I liked rappers before, LL.
Yeah, but Nas is different though.
Yeah.
Nas, because I be hearing a lot of people talk about like, oh, who's in your top? And some people be like, man, you just saying that top 5 because they'll say like Tupac, Jay-Z, Nas. Ooh, Nas is the one name though out of everybody's top 5 where I'm like, that I would throw that in mind as well because I had the same kind of experience of growing up and being like, man, this motherfucker can just rap.
That's right.
He can paint a picture that's just nobody else can paint that picture, you know?
Yeah, so and it's funny though because I was just finna start, I think I might have had sex then.
Okay.
So I'm saying all that to say is that is that music sounds different when you're having sex, smoking weed, and drinking as opposed to just being a virgin. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
So you ever heard that Cell Block 1 compilation?
Is that with SIBO?
No. It's 1-800-FED up with the bullshit. Flossing is the way. No. With Father Dom. Well, anyway, it's a compilation that you need to hear.
For sure.
But anyway, it's a dude named R.O.B. Shout out to R.O.B. I went to elementary school with him, and he made beats in North Oakland with Bay Life. What was it? They wasn't called Bay Life back then. I think they was called something. I forgot. Confidential Records.
Confidential Records. Did R.O.B. produce for the Jacka? At some point?
That's Rob Blow, I think.
Okay, that's Rob Blow. Okay,
R.O.B. produced some tight ass shit for Oakland.
Yeah.
So he made my first shit, Skrillism. I had a song called Skrillism.
Skrillism. Okay. And it was homies already going to his studio?
Hell, boy, he put out Confidential Records. So Crypto, that now manages Jane Hancock.
Crypto, he with Dope Era too?
Yes.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he does designing for some of the Dope Era stuff. Yeah.
He's a good rapper.
For sure, I know that. Yeah, I for sure know that.
So that's the era I come from.
He got bars, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
Think about it,
Me and that nigga.
He kind of like on some Twister shit, but he crypto. I'm not saying he like Twister, but
he's like
he can spit fast like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Crypto.
So he was around when you first got down, when you was first getting down.
That's what I'm saying. That's like my North Oakland family.
Okay, and that's who was getting you fired up. Like, I ain't get up in there with this shit.
R.O.B. I knew R.O.B. first. Skrillism.
And then you dropped that, and then what? You was able to perform it at the talent show or something?
I played it one time and stuff like that, but from '96, my friends was playing it. Okay. From '96, what was it? From '96
was you putting out? Did you put out a CD?
No.
Early in the game?
No, I put out my first CD in 2002, High Post. That's what really kind of.
You was going by LDEEZ at that point.
That's when I first changed my name to LDEEZ.
From Poker Face.
No, then I just became L. Because in the 90s, that was like in the mafioso rap era. I came out right before the mafia. I started rapping right before the mafioso rap era. So the mafioso rap era took place in 1994. Coogee Rap started the mafioso rap, but Raekwon the Chef popularized it. With the purple tape, everybody changed their name. Nas became Escobar. Then he came out with the Firm. All them had like them tight. Tupac became Machiavelli. Yeah. Ice Cube became the Don Mega. Master P became the Last Don. Corrupt became Young Gotti. Daz became Daz Dillinger. So on and so forth.
And then we just had straight up SIBO and the mob figures out here.
Exactly.
They just was like, we ain't even coming with no monikers. It's just SIBO and the mob figures.
Do you know what Snoop became?
I remember it's like Bugsy and Siegel.
The Dog Father. Not the Godfather, the Dog Father. So on and so forth. So I'm just kind of painting what the fuck. And then after that era, you know what came? Right after the mob. And that's what made Jay-Z so raw. Is because he kept that mob boss mentality and really became one.
For sure.
Like he stuck with that shit. Yeah. Like Reasonable Doubt, he on the front with the mob hat and shit like that. He doing it with the trench coats and the Tommy guns. You know, some shit I would do.
The blueprints too. Both that CD looked like some mafioso shit too.
Jay-Z is really a mobster.
For real. Do you hold him high up in the music entertainment world?
Do I hold him high up in the E or as a rapper?
As a rapper, yeah.
Because it's a difference.
It is a difference, and I'm glad you pointed that out. As a rapper, do you hold them high, like bars?
I do, but I'm gonna tell you this. Tupac has never been my favorite. Pinnacle, he's been my favorite the longest. Do you know what I'm saying? Pinnacle versus Pinnacle in the longest?
Nah, break it down.
Say like, Pinnacle means at the height of something. Longest means just long.
Yeah.
So like, let's just say this girl named Sheila. Mm-hmm. You like Sheila hella much. You sprung on her and shit like that, but then you still like Sharon at the same time. And then when Sheila falls off, you like Brenda, but then you still like Sharon at the same time. Mm-hmm. But then when Brenda falls off, you still like Keisha. But then guess what? You still fucking with Sharon. And Sharon beats and stands the test of time. I never liked Tupac the most, but I liked him the longest.
True. Okay.
You know why?
Did you ever see Tupac when he came out here?
I've never met Tupac. I know people that know Tupac. Yeah. Like, I've met people like.
They put that on there. It's obvious he was in the town a lot. You know what I mean? But and you hear about people talking about him on these other podcasts and shit. They like, well, he was from the Bay. I know he spent a lot of time in Marin and stuff too. But I'm just wondering if he might cross.
Well, Tupac is born in 1971.
Okay.
So I'm still a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to realize this. I'm still a fucking kid. I don't have my own bus fare. I'm riding my fucking bike everywhere. I mean, I'm still a fucking kid. I know you think I'm a G. I am a G, but I'm a fucking kid. I mean, I was still playing with Ninja Turtles in the tub and shit like that in 4th and 5th grade.
You wasn't out there thug life with Tupac. All right.
I mean, damn, dude, I might be Brenda's got a baby. You might see me shooting dice for some annihilators in the back of the mother.
Come on!
You know what I want!
Hey, how did you come with that? Was that just something that just popped and
no.
Then you just...
So this would happen, right? Because back in the day, in 2012, I was studying the Hebrew Israelites. I was checking them out on the what's the name. Mm-hmm. So what happened is that the purple suits, the guys that are outside preaching to the community. So there's a reader. So one would stand up and talk to somebody like, hey, you ain't gotta be such and such. The Lord don't like that. Come on, give me that Bible verse. You know what I want. So I just put it together. So I put my own shrill on it. So he'd be like, hey, you stole that. The Lord don't like that. Come on, hey, give me that. You know what I want.
Yeah. Talking to the guy who's gonna read the verse for him. And he start reading, and God said.
Yes. So that's how I tweak.
That's what's up, but I like that. It catches people off guard. But it makes them smile at the same time.
I love that. I mean, I got a few different sayings and shit like that, but I like that one though. That's the one that I'll be walking down the street and somebody say that, and then my son be like this, Dad, you know them? I'd be like, yeah.
Ah, man.
But you know what's crazy though? Because like if you have catchphrases and stuff like that, then you become like the
household favorite type
and
deal.
the brand, and people know it's you.
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing I like about it for you too, because I'm like, they got another thing to add on. So when people see LDEEZ, they know what time it is.
I was at First Friday, and this young guy walked up. Hey man, he said, come on, He said, man, I love that, man. I was in jail, man, and I seen you on Instagram, and then the stick ass nurse, man, come on, out. And she said, do you want my medicine? And he said, come on, you know what I want. I said, yay! That nigga's out here winning!
And it happened when we did the Tribune building too. I was walking through and I just seen one of the homies that I know from around here in the art scene and everything, and he just walked into. He was like, "Come on!" I said, "That's exactly why I wanted my boy to come through."
Yeah.
He need to be around. That crowd is like a crowd of young up-and-coming artists or people who may not be exactly from Oakland but been here for the past 5 years because of art school or something, and ain't no sign of them leaving, So now these is like the new Bay Area transit, but natives.
They're Oaklandish.
They Oaklandish.
Not Oakland, they're Oaklandish.
But you kicking in Oakland for 10 plus years, you Oakland.
Yeah, but it's just a different land now. It's just, the rules are different and shit like that. It's just a different place.
For sure. But you got into the podcasting thing. I like to say broadcasting, but it's not really broadcasting unless you like on major networks, right?
I'm not sure. You break it down. You said it.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a broadcasting to me is when I see the news or something like that. But this is the news that we might want to hear for ourselves. We ain't getting on Channel 4. So I think when we say just podcasting, sometimes it may diminish what's actually going on because people are like, everybody got a podcast. Well, nah, this ain't just no podcast. It's a broadcast, you know?
I remember, well, shout out to one of my homegirls. She said that. You podcasting, everybody podcasts.
See?
But so what? So what? So what? Everybody's fucking. That ain't gonna stop you, right? Everybody got a car. That ain't gonna stop you.
From getting one, huh?
What people get it fucked up is that whatever makes you happy, right? If it's not bothering somebody,
if it makes you happy,
then they gotta let you do that, man. It seems like somebody's always trying to shoot down an idea, even if it doesn't have anything to do with you. But she was kind of bossy in respect, though. Like, I know her.
Yeah, for sure. But she just was, sometimes people's advice for you may work for them, it may not work for you. It may work for somebody else standing behind you, but it may not work for you. Somebody telling you how to do it a certain way, the way that you already doing it might be the way. You just needed a little more help doing it the way that you was doing it already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when she said that, you know, because we were a thing back in the day, it just let me know that's her. That's just her, you know.
And being an artist, you have to realize that a lot, you know, coming up as a struggling artist. And you might be rolling with some homies and y'all thinking everything cool. And then they start to switch up and do something else or different. And you realize, like, well, that's just you. And that's how you going to be.
That was the biggest thing that I actually learned in my sobriety, though, is that...
Because how long you been sober now?
4.5 years.
4.5 years. No weed, no drink, no none of that.
No, just cocaine. Of course, nothing. Nothing. Oh man, every now and then I like to have a little non-alcoholic beer with a little cocaine, man. With a little, and if it's not that, man, Sprite and a pill. Nothing. Not a motherfucking thing.
Yeah.
Not a motherfucking thing.
And through that, you started to realize, like, some fools just ain't down with it or nothing. You know what I mean? Like some people, you ain't gonna hang around no more.
What the thing about it is, like, if I'm having a discourse with somebody, and you know we've been drinking, and you know I'm naturally kind of funny, right?
For sure.
So I might just joke around with it, or we might make laugh out of something like that, or light out of the situation. But now I really don't have the patience for that. It is what it is, and you know.
For sure.
And it gets a little rough because now people are who they are.
True.
Kind of like that's what I learned from watching cartoons. People are who their name is.
For sure.
Grouchy is grouchy. Grumpy is grumpy. Sneezy, lazy. The motherfucker don't like to get up and work.
Cookie Monster like cookies.
But if a motherfucker's name is, I ain't gonna say Hongry, that means a motherfucker still living up to that name. But if a motherfucker's name is Justin, you kind of gotta watch him a little bit more. What's his tweak? Why does this motherfucker keep going back to the bathroom and his nose is running? Why the fuck he keep scratching his face and shit? Nigga keep on playing with his zipper and shit every time a bitch come around, you know?
Oh shit, man. And then do you run across that in podcasting world though? Like,
what?
Do a lot of people who come in on your show, man, sometimes they may be a little like, oh man, I'm hella high right now.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I've had people on my show that say they rappers. I'm like, okay, kick something.
Yeah.
You can't kick it. It might be too high or pull out their phone or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I came up in
all right, kick something.
Me?
Yeah.
I'd say L, how you be gonna start your album off?
L, how you gonna start your album off?
Snorting powder, drinking liquor with my partners and some bitches. One bitch fed her my swag, so she started walking to me. She said her name was Lisa, had black and white like zebra, shook my hand and gave a hug and said that she was glad to meet me. And she was wondering tonight, could she take me to the store to watch her back while she turned tricks, basically. The little voice inside my head that said no, but the other voice in my head that said go. I told her pimping ain't my thing. She took a sniff for the cane, then the chick started running game. You won't be pimping, you're more like security. All you gotta do is watch me and drink Hennessy. Don't be sour like lemon squeeze LDs. I'ma show you what I do and what you would be. And if you like it, we could do this to the end. And if you don't, then we could always stay friends. I said, fuck it. I hopped up in her bucket, took her keys, got some hair from this top-notch Duchess. Went to get some cash that she changed in the bathroom. High heel, mini skirt, Paris Hilton perfume. Pulled over, she fast, bringing money back. Roll the window down and she throw the trap on my lap. I'm counting 5, 10s, and 20s. And then I seen a funny mark on her big face 50. At 1200, she get money like a motherfucker. Police came. All I heard was burnt rubber, had her in the back. The bitch served the undercover, gun drawn at the call. I'm finna do a couple months just for fucking with this broad. They cut me up and then they put their guns away. Turned out she was a runaway underage. Went to court, then the bitch didn't look at me. It's fucked up when the judge threw the book at me.
And when he say spit something, the nigga spit something.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Okay.
See, I come from the era where you always had to have something ready to go.
Bars ready, huh?
Ready to go. You just kick the same fucking rap for 3 months. You'll be the nigga. Hey, man, that's the nigga that got that bar. Nigga, say that.
Yeah.
Niggas was calling me Larry S. nigga for hella long. Nigga.
For real.
Cause they had a bar back in the day where I used to always kick the same bar. I used to always kick.
But you had to, that's what it was. So was it a time though back then where you got caught up and niggas like kicked that bar and you wasn't ready?
It was competitive.
Yeah.
It was competitive.
So was it niggas who was like, you kick this bar versus this nigga right here? And then,
Man, you gotta realize this. In 1993 to 94, 95, 96, we had Outkast around, right? We had motherfucking Nas around. We had Tupac. We had motherfucking Rappin' Ron, Diddley Dog, Yuck Mouth, Mr. Eel, Aunt Diddley Dog. I mean, the Bad Influence, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who else? We had Sibo, Gangsta Rap. We coming off Ice Cube, Snoop Doggy Dog, Corrupt.
So if you called yourself being a rapper around that time, niggas is like, show me.
These niggas is dogs, nigga.
Yeah.
It wasn't no punching in.
So what gives you the drive to want to keep doing it?
Cause I like talking. And
Like
it's another. I like performing too.
For sure.
I like performing.
Cause it's intimidating, man, being a rapper sometimes. You got your friends, your peers who may be doing exponentially better than you, or you got some people that you doing a little better, but then you find yourself in the middle ground.
So how does their money transfer into paying your bills?
It's not about that. I'm saying
asking.
it don't.
Then why give a fuck?
Why give a fuck? You're right.
That's all I'm saying.
You're
That
right.
was an easy checkmate.
Straight up.
Why
You're right.
give a fuck?
Why give a fuck?
When you pull your dick out, right, to fuck a chick, right? Do this next nigga feel it?
Nah.
Okay. I'm just checking.
That's right. That's real. That's real. That's realer than real deal Holyfield. Shit, I think that might be the 1 on the 2 right there, man.
What, we done?
I think so.
With the interview?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool then.
I mean, we let them know.
So I gotta ask you a question real quick.
Go ahead. I mean,
now,
also, if it was anything that you felt like you needed to, it was something that are we missing anything?
so no.
I found out how you say you got into the rap shit on your own. I was
Well, I
wondering
do
that.
want to say my favorite things and shit.
What's
I got a song on The Shy. You know, I was signed to Fool's Gold Records. You ever heard of Fool's Gold Records?
I have heard of Fool's Gold Records.
So, you know, with Killer Mike is on there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They put a song, one of the songs, A-Track used to be doing a lot.
A-Track is the CEO, so I was
okay.
on there. Trackademic, shout out to Trackademic.
Yeah, Trackademics was.
Yeah, he got me the deal over there. He played my
sure.
music and shit like that. I got a song on The Shy, a few scores and a few little things and shit like that, so I'm cool. But I gotta ask you a question.
What?
Do you know the difference between, on a computer, hardware and software?
I mean, the hardware would probably be like the keyboard and everything, right? And the software would be the programs
Exactly.
that go into the.
So is there a difference between your brain and your mind?
You know, honestly, I don't think so.
Yes. Your brain is the hardware. The apps in your brain is the software.
software.
Did you know your brain had apps?
Yeah, I think that would be when it's time for me to eat something, the Hongry app goes off. And
Thank you. Yes, there's a seeing app.
Yeah.
My friend used to talk a lot.
Yeah.
Right? He was diagnosed with cancer. They took some of his brain off, and guess what?
What?
He couldn't talk. They took his seeing app. And just like your phone got apps, if it has a virus, you got to stop it because it'll spread.
Straight up.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Come on!
You know what I want. Man, thanks for the invite, man. This was cool.
It was good, but I think that's it, man.